What's happening? How's everybody doing tonight? As usual, I lasted like one stream without eating on camera, and now I've already ruined that streak. So hope everybody's doing well. Make sure you hit the like buttons. Mr. Olafson, Jay Styles first. Updating some project numbers while we wait for everybody to come in. I started actually doing a video last night to put out today. And as I did the video, there's like no updates. I'm like, I know I didn't do a video last week. I really wanted to do one this week, but what the hell am I going to talk about? So, so we're breaking tradition tonight, breaking against New Orleans traditions, and we're eating red beans and rice on a Tuesday night. I don't know if that's bad luck, voodoo, or what, but I don't know. It is what it is. It's called, I wasn't planning on cooking a lot tonight, so put some red beans on with some rice, mix it together, and there you go. Maybe took 10 minutes to cook. Looking at some, it's funny how some last 2 or 3 days you've had no change in prices on some of these projects. Some you have. So let's see. CMH, what's happening? What's happening? Welcome. Appreciate everybody coming on. How's everybody doing? We're trying to thaw out a little bit. 2 days ago, it was 85 degrees here. And Sunday night, we had some weather come in, not as nasty as they predicted. They were predicting hail and thunderstorm and 60 mile an hour winds. We where I am, got none of that. Just north of us got pretty smoked, pretty bad. And actually, the storm we had like 3 days before that, they had like 6 or 7 tornadoes confirmed right north of me. So we got lucky. And we had that weather come through. Again, it was probably 80s on Saturday, Sunday. And tonight was supposed to be like 31 degrees. Last night, we got into mid 30s. It was pretty cool this morning when I went to work. But we always have this last gasp of winter that comes through in March. That's why I tell everybody, don't do anything in landscaping or your grass or you work on your your spring gardens yet, because I know friends who don't listen. Y'all know my favorite words, I told you so. They did their garden, and now, after last night and the night, it got zapped already. So, okay. See, being procrastinator, it actually works out this time. So what else is going on? At work, 107. I'll be in bed sleeping, hopefully, at 107. But at least you can tell us what the future holds. We invaded another country or not. What else is going on? We got 9 people in here. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. I thought y'all get a kick out of my Wingbits TGE deadline. We have 14 days left until March 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. So 14 days, 4 hours, and 57 minutes. Let me know if y'all can't see that. I can probably make it a tad bigger. Just a little friendly reminder. No pressure on the Wingbits team at all. Yeah. Helium Deploy had the Avalon Nano 3S on sale. Did they? Let's go take a look at it. Let's see the BitX Gamma 601 version 3.0, which is $95. And you get HD Care at $99. So this will mine SHA 256, SHA 256 at 1.80 terahash. The chances of, you know what I say about Popeyes. The winning odds are 1 in 508 million per block, 1 in 4 million per day, 1 in 572,000 per week, and 1 in 131,000 per month. I think you have better odds in the lottery. And the more people that buy them, the more it goes up. This is the Hammer Miner BC04, which is $350. And it doesn't tell you your odds. 50 remaining of 50 in batch 1, coming soon. So let's see. Helium Deploy is a scam. Oh, we're too early to start all that. There really ain't much other places for you to go buy it from, so you can find them in other places. What I found is that majority of the time when some of these people start dealing through Helium Deploy, like 40 Sky and them, you couldn't buy from the other places anymore. It was almost like they got exclusivity to it, and you know what happens. See something. Let me see something here. Videos. I did not put any of the links and stuff. No, I didn't do it the last time either. All right. Oh, come on. Let's see. If any of y'all want to go there and help the channel out, even though y'all have just shitted on Helium Deploy, there you go. Use the link. At least it shows I'm pushing traffic and whatever. What else? Let's see if they're showing you. The Avalon Nano 3S right here is on sale, 6 terahashes for $250. So you're saving $50, $70 almost. And then if you use the Grumpy code, you'll save $25. This is 6 terahash, so you have a 1 in 152,000. 152 million. 1 in 150 million per block. 1 in 1.2 million per chance per day. Chances, whatever. 1 in 171,000 per week, or 1 in 39,500 chance per month. But hey, winter's over, so at least for us. And black's out of stock. I love how they just all of a sudden just changed this to marketing it as some type of heater or something like that. I still like this Magic Miner thing. That it will show you the display and all that. I love that it's got the Harry Potter looking font on it. But I guess it keeps saying pre-order, but I know that at one point these have went out, unless again somebody else had them. Those are pretty slick looking. I will say that. I wanted to see. I know somebody bought something the other day using my affiliate code. It's nowhere as crazy as it used to be, but I am curious to see what. I like to use it as kind of a yardstick on what is selling. So let's see. 5 days ago. Forty Sky Air. Boy, if this is one of y'all, I thank you. Because if I remember, this got purchased right after my live on Thursday. But somebody went and bought back to, like, on the same order, a 4D Sky and a Wingbits WB200. So I made the channel made a pretty low profit from that, or chunk, whatever you want to call it. Using my affiliate code. If that's somebody who's in this live or in my Discord, thank you. I really appreciate it. That looks good. So that's what, let's see what was before that. Previous to that, we had a Wingbits WB200. I think we talked about that last week. So 40 skies are still moving. Crazy. Kronza, I'm excited for both those also. I have mentioned that in many videos so far that I think the ADSB thing seems to have legs and can run for a while. Seems to be a hot market. If what we're hearing is correct, of the amount of customers both projects have already. So we'll see. We'll see if the way that they're marketing both of these projects, will pull some of the business away from these so-called free ADSB projects. While they're free to the normal person, you and me, they're still charging commercial people, just like Wingbits and stuff going to do. So I am curious to see if the radar exchange and the flight awares and that kind of stuff, if they're going to get some business pulled from them. I guess it also matters, what can Wingbits offer that FlightAware can't? I understand, we talked about this. I'm not going to rehash it all, but, Wingbits mentioned how one of those projects, they didn't tell us which one it was, actually wanted to start buying data from Wingbits, which I think is just completely ironic when you had all the naysayers in the back, way back, talking about how Wingbits was never going to make it, and everybody was going to use their free service from FlightAware or whatever. And then the fact that one of those services reached out to Wingbits to buy data because Wingbits covered a certain area of the globe that this project didn't. I think that's, full coming around story. If that's I don't know how to put it, but I just think that's pretty amazing. And in short time, Wingbits has like, I don't remember the exact percentage. I don't want nobody to call me a liar. Was it like 75% or 80% of the market already covered that FlightAware and them had? So I think Wingbits is doing very well. They're set up very well. They have a lot of stations. I don't know if I ever got the actual amount of how many stations Wingbits has, but I think they're set up to do well. 4D Sky, they're coming around. I guess you would say it's supposed to be more drone oriented, but while the Air Squitter, as it's called, Jet Vision Air Squitter is a professionally made device. We've seen the inside of it. Just the price, what I fear is that 4D Sky will never reach the kind of coverage that Wingbits is doing, because where a Wingbits WB200, you can buy two of them for the price, probably almost three of them for what a Air Squitter 4D Sky costs if you end up buying both antennas for them. They're about $1,100 and something for both antennas, plus tax, shipping, or whatever like that, minus the grumpy code. Where the WB200 was what, $418 or something like that. So for a few dollars more, you can get three WB200s if your hex is open. What some people have told me is the hex with Wingbits, the hex wasn't open at their house or where they were going to put the station, or what happened was, while their hex was open, there were so many other stations around it, they didn't want to share those rewards. 4D Sky was wide open, and they went with a 4D Sky. Hey, I can understand that. When somebody asked me today about 4D Sky going TGE, there's zero talk about that. I don't know if it was that one or Mass Chain, or might have been both, talked about a 2027 TGE. So who knows? Mike Runner 7 must be an ETV my junk. ESP. Kron just got into both. I do have both, but full disclosure, I don't lie from y'all. I got the 4D Sky for free. I told the story many times how I was sitting right here. I'm like, let me check Telegram and see what's going on with Telegram. And Telegram, I got a message that, hey, I don't know if they were watching it live or not, but I got a Telegram saying, hey, we're letting you know. I'm reading something about Telegram about Brush Show. But I was looking at Telegram, and all of a sudden I get a message saying, hey, bro, we sending a 4D Sky to you. And I'm like, holy hell. I felt like I was cheating on my wife. Let's see. What else? Helium deploy. It's been very quiet. I hate Telegram, dude. I hate Telegram. So, what else? When region limit. Odin's says, got to get in early to lock in your neighborhood. When region. And the Russians are coming. Wing was waiting for 100% coverage for TGE. Oh, man, they got 14 days. That's what the grumpy deadline says. 14 days. So, I think we got close to our peak amount of people in here. Somebody brought this to my attention on the Discord. I know we were talking about this the other night. Again, the grumpydad The grumpy momentum strikes again. We talked about this the other day. 375 AI is up now 20% for the week. We were up a tad higher. 33 cents, 32 cents. I'm sorry, not 32. 3. But at one point they were down here at 2 cents, made it back up. But, for the month, they're up 82%, which is actually, 2 cents higher than what they were. But either way, we'll take it. Now, as the grumpy luck, as I told y'all, I have the best luck in the world. I got a message to upgrade to version 2.37 of the 375 AI app, which is beta for some new version. And as luck would have it, you cannot claim with the new beta app. So it's my fault, I guess. My fault for not claiming all of my rewards first. Trying to figure out, I can't even, it says rewards, but it doesn't even show you my previous rewards. It's weird, man. So, try to make this a little bigger. So with the new app, when I click on rewards, it's just telling me what I got kind of right now. Total hexa scanned. It doesn't even tell me what my actual rewards were. I go to account. It lets me change name or anything like that. I don't know. But since it was legal with them, I actually have 375 AI running on a different phone. And I have the original version. And you can see I have several that still need to be claimed. The problem is on this phone, I don't have my wallet. So I'm stuck. But I do have several that need to be claimed, several EAT that need to be claimed. I got about 20, 40, 100, 200, 300, about 300 EAT that need to be claimed. So with that, I've made about 9 EAT a day when you do the math. Which means I'm making about 28 cents a day on 375 AI. And for that epoch, I really didn't drive around too much. We've seen a big increase in the amount of tokens that 375 AI is giving out. I don't know what caused that higher amount, but it has really, really catapulted, or whatever you want to say. At one point I was getting 20. Epoch 4, I got 23. Epoch 5, I got 19. Epoch 6, I got 16. That was during hunting season. I was traveling 2 hours, 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. I would take different ways to the hunting lease just to do hexes, plus driving around the hunting lease, driving my ass off to get 19 and 16. The first week I'm back with no crazy driving, just driving back and forth to work, I got 80 for Epoch 7. It's been all over the place, but I'm definitely not going to argue. I'd love to see some more, the price keep increasing in that direction. But, check 375 AI out. Again, it's a free app. If you're not messing with 375 AI, I'm sure most of y'all are because y'all follow me, and with it being a free app, and I've talked about it at length. Last real update they've had was that Android beta for 375 Go is on. and there hasn't been really a lot of announcement, but a 20% or 80% increase on token value, we'll take that any day, and that's pretty good. I wanted to see the total supply of, somebody wanted me compared to that, and then what versus what I think Wingbits was going to do. So it appears 375 AI has 1 billion ETH. Ooh, that's low. So at 1 billion ETH, this might be a bad comparison. I don't want to depress everybody tonight. So, because Wingbits is gonna have a 10 billion max supply. So that's Wingbits. I mean, I'm sorry, that's 375 AI. So what else? We got, this was like I said, updated for yesterday. I started doing the video for those who came in late. I started doing the video on, passive income project updates like I normally do on Mondays, and I realized there wasn't really that much update, so I recorded half of it and stopped. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Earn app, I do find for some reason, I do have 2 or 3 computers offline, but either way, look, the rewards are still good. I'm not gonna say they're not. I claimed last week, early last week. Here we are, about 9 days later. I think I got $53 on my account. If I want to pull it out, I'm probably gonna need it this weekend for the big sportsman show. If there's anybody, make sure I switch this over. If there is anybody watching this in the Louisiana area, anybody watching this in Louisiana, today is March 17th. This weekend, which is the 20th, 21st, and 22nd in Louisiana, you have the Louisiana, let me pull it up. The Louisiana Sportsman Show, which will be held here in where I work at Laplace, March 20th, 22nd. You can come meet Grumpy. I mean, that's worth the price of admission by itself. Look, meet the legends. Look, I mean, I'm right there, Jimmy Houston, the fisherman. And right after that, you can come meet Grumpy. If you are interested, Friday, anybody who's active military, veterans, first responders get free admission to come in. Crawfish, they're going to have all kinds of food there and stuff. This is the address for it. I know there's not a lot of y'all who watch me local, but I know there are a few who do watch me local. I was hoping they would have a list of all the food there. But anyway, I will give out a few tickets care of the Grumpy Dad YouTube channel. Anybody who contacts me while I still have tickets, I do have a few tickets that I'm allowed to give out care of the Grumpy YouTube channel. Contact me. Let me know what day you plan on coming. I'm not sending them out. You're going to have to pick them up from me at the show because I know you'll be there. We'll make arrangements, but it's trying to see. There's a free kids tournament, fishing tournament, and everything like that on the 21st. First 100 kids to register will receive a free fishing pole. Bring your kids. They can go fishing. 12 to 7 on Friday, 9 to 7 on on the 21st, and then 10 to 5. I will be there the entire weekend Friday. I'll probably do a video too, maybe a live or something, just a quick one, walking around showing everybody what's going on with it. This is a pretty big deal. The Sportsman Show is something that a lot of this is the 46th annual one, something that's real big. So if anybody local, while I still have some tickets available, contact me, and I am giving away, I think I got 3 or 4 tickets. Trying to remember, I'm trying to find what the price is even to get in the door in case you don't get tickets. I don't know. We'll say like $12 or $13 to get in. But hey, again, anybody who is interested in going to this, if you are, this is the Facebook page. Come get a golf cart, pick one up, bring a trailer. You get a golf cart. My fat ass really does need an e-bike. I keep saying I'm gonna buy an e-bike sooner or later. For hunting. I mean, look at that, man. You can pull your deer out. That's all. That's all me. You know, especially depending on what happens next week at my cardiologist appointment. I definitely couldn't pull a deer out right now without having a heart attack. Jimmy Houston, my son took a picture of Jimmy Houston last week. But anyway, we talked enough about that. If somebody's local and interested in going to the Louisiana Sportsman Show, contact me. My email should be in the description. You will have to pick up the ticket from me personally. I'm not sending them out because I know what happens when I send them out. So contact me before you make arrangements to come down here, because again, I only have a few tickets to give out. And again, that's courtesy of the Grumpy Dad YouTube channel and courtesy of the Louisiana Sportsman Show. So they helped me out. Anyway, where were we at again? Earn app, yeah, it seems to be down a little bit. So that's my plan. My plan is to let it build up a little bit more. And this weekend, when Grumpy needs a little spending money, because I don't have none, my son's killing me right now in college. I can't even tell you what he just did over the weekend, but he's lucky child to beat them. I can't. That's not a joke. I can't joke. So yeah, I'm gonna save up my earn app for a couple more days. Let that build up. Hopefully, be up to about $75 for this weekend. And Grumpy can find him some new fishing lures, little popping corks to go Grand Isle, make some fishing videos. So that'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty pumped up about that. Going back to what we were talking about before, GeoNet. I gotta say, GeoNet, whether it's from burning, whether it's from buying a token, whatever they're doing a damn good job, because this token has not really moved in price. So projects that are out there, this is how you do it. Shrink that down a little bit. I mean, look at it. It's the same price for a month now. Came up a little bit to 14 cents, down to 12 cents, but I gotta give it to GeoNet. Listen, I say it over and over. I know I get redundant and I say stuff over and over and over again, but people always say all you do is talk negative about projects. No, I don't, because apparently they don't pay attention. GeoNet, I love GeoNet. I think it's a great project. I just don't like the tokenomics. I'm not going to sit there and beat the dead horse. Y'all know my thoughts on it. But, you know, right now it is still my number one project. $1.63. But again, that halves in 3 months and 13 days. I just think that's I just don't care for that. But again, I'm not going to beat this dead horse. Y'all know how I feel about it. 619 says he needs an e-bike. Brother, for what? Let me tell you, if there's anybody I know in this thing, you know, I know Canadian's not here. He's got to go check Wingbits stations in the snow. So he needs a snowmobile. But if there's anybody on this channel that needs an e-bike, if they came to me and said, Grumpy, we'll let you give away an e-bike, you just can't have it yourself, 619, you would be my man. Because I know what you're trekking across to put out some of these stations. Quite disappointed in you, though, that you still haven't handled chug water up yet. I thought D Vaselina would beat you there. I'm going to tell you right now, if it wasn't a 2-day drive for me, my ass would have went to chug water and learned how to do a remote station in the mountain and shoved one up there just to do it. Because that's just how I am. But yeah, I'm not missing 4 days of work to go drive up to chug water just for the hell of it. Just so I can come back and say a joke once or twice, like, I told you I'd get a station in chug water. I reached out to a whole bunch of people in chug water. They must think I'm an Indian scammer or something, because nobody wanted to help me with that. So anyway, Anakoi is up to, hold on, I wanted to check. Let's check first and see if GeoNet's got anything. No announcements or anything like that. GeoNet says March 11th, they still got review the new proposed GIP 13 draft and let us know what feedback's in whatever this is, stable hex tiered coverage incentive program. Apparently people are still discussing, so y'all in GeoNet who get this deep into it, listen, I know it's a piss poor attitude for me to have, but I'm one vote, and if I've learned anything through helium, as 619 calls it, I don't get bothered with this shit because I'm one person. Y'all tell me, for those of y'all, I know some of y'all are way deeper into GeoNet than I am. Y'all tell me if y'all think that if GIP 13 stable hex tiered coverage incentive program is a good thing or not. I don't know if they're even still voting on it. I don't know what the status of it is, but that's basically it. Anakoi, if you pause the station Y, internet power, so there must have been a poll to go vote on, and I must have missed it. It closed awfully quick. That was the announcements. They're still not on CoinMarketCap yet. I don't understand that. I still don't understand it. And if y'all didn't hear me the first 3 times, I still don't understand it. It is right at 3 cents. And I don't know. You're making about 92 cents a day. So Anacor's not doing too bad. You're still making almost $1 a day, which is up compared to the last couple of weeks with Anacor. So, we'll take that right now. As long as it's online. Chirp's got a slow bleed going on. And you can't say it's the crypto market because we just watched 2 other projects that the token price is either stable or going up. So Chirp's going to, for the week is 1 cent. So now they're going to make me look like an idiot. But it's still compared to where it was a little more than a week ago when I did my video. It's up. So what can I say? Congratulations, Chirp. Still, this hurts when you look at what we're making we're making 50 cents a day. Chirp. Rewards for KAGE round 9 have been distributed. Thanks to everybody. But if I'm not mistaken, unless something's changed, you can't see what your Chirp rewards are, can you? Well, they've been distributed. That means you should have them now. So the round 9 had already finished, but I don't know. What else? Let's see. Entropy's got something. Entropy, Soulflare live with Entropy. Tune in March 16th, 11 a.m. for a special appearance of HQ on Soulflare Live. So I did see somebody share this on Discord, but I got work to do, so I didn't check on it. Mass chain. Your total referral bonus for any given day cannot exceed your own. Basically, it boils down to compliance with MICA, ensuring we don't get pinged for running an MLS scheme. That's some bullshit. And I don't even think I have but a couple of people that have come to Mass Chain, but this is a lame excuse because I like C-Man's explanation. I might not have a good enough station because of ships, but if I refer 10 people, you're telling me this is capped? Like this is when I start worrying about this project. Like I just if you want to test if the referrals work, I'll have to look and see if the AMA was recorded. Referral system seems very limited. It seems if some can reach many people and get them to join the referral code, there's almost nothing. It's not affecting me as I won't get any rewards. But if some get 10 people assigned this month, they only get referral bonus from 3 of them. Kind of weird. This is look. I'm trying to support Mass Chain. It's a new project, easy to join, free to join. Other than what you need for to pay for your SDR. But there's times where these guys answer questions and I'm like, who the hell are y'all talking to? Like who are y'all leaning on for support? Like where are y'all getting some of this information from? And look, I'm exhausted. I am running crazy right now. I know I got heart issues. I'm not sleeping well at night because I'm very worried about that. I'm even, I know I'm getting off keel here, but this is just something that I just wanted to say. And I know I did a video a while back on what is your contingency if something happens to you. And now that it's happening to me, I'm like, I probably should have paid attention to my own damn video. Like right now, I'm sitting there telling y'all, do y'all have a contingency right now that if something happened to one of y'all, does your spouse, friend, son, puppy dog know how to get into your shit to move your stuff, to even get to it? And my own answer is no. I'm the one telling y'all make sure y'all do that. And then I'm the one that's screwing up and not getting it done. So like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should give half my password to one guy at work that I really, really trust, my friend Jason. He's into a lot of crypto stuff with me, so he knows a little bit. Luckily, I got 4 Jasons I work with, so y'all can't go track him down. I'm gonna tell you right now, Grumpy has been tapping into his crypto in the last 2 months with his son in college and my daughter wrecking her car. I ain't got much, but anyway, and then giving the other half of my password to one of my friends that I've been knowing since 2nd grade, that I did the helium and stuff like that with, who owns a lot of guns, so don't test them. Is that what you do? Do you give half your 12 passwords to one person, the other half of your 12 passwords to somebody else? I mean, don't be wrong, I trust them, but I just worry about YouTube and some freaks and crazy people out there. I don't want to put all of it into one person's hands. But I told my buddy at work, like, I'm having heart issues again. I don't know what the cardiologist is going to say next week. They might do a test and rush me into surgery. They might do a test and tell me I got heartburn from too much red beans and rice. You got to have contingency plans out there. I just don't know what they are. I don't know. I have 12 words in the safe that's in somewhere else that's not, I don't keep even here on premises because you just hear wacky stories. I don't know. But anyway, what we talking about? Mass chain. That's what it was. But I don't know where some of these guys are getting their advice from. I don't know. I want to push the project. I want to try to help them. It's cheap to get into. But this is another decision. Like, where are y'all getting this from? I can tell you right now, it's been made perfectly clear. Grass, there are people getting way more rewards from referrals than they are from mining grass itself. You don't see them worried about it. Where are we even at with grass? Epoch 17 is officially started. Let's be patient while the dashboard is updating. What a joke, man. This is, please, anybody know when the second airdrop, like the fact that people just keep coming on here over and over and over and asking this freaking question. You know, grass has had some movement in price, and you know, until the next epoch comes, when epoch 18 comes, watch what happens. You're up 94%. Hey, look, I'm all for it. Trust me, I'm not arguing. Here's Bitcoin. Last Sunday, it was down to 65,000. We hit 76 today. Had a little bit of resistance. Natives. I heard some of y'all talking about AVAX the other day. Listen, AVAX, I'm going to be dead honest with y'all. Full disclosure, I don't own hardly any AVAX. Do I own some? Yes. Have I DCA'd into some? Yes. But as times got tighter and I couldn't DCA into 5 or 6 tokens anymore, I didn't do this every time. When I was DCAing every payday with 5 or 6 tokens of my choice, AVAX was one of them. I've heard a lot of things about AVAX, but I just can't. Times are just too tight. My son in college right now is killing me. I can't tell y'all what recently happened, but he's killing me. That's my heart test. But you know, I just want to do full disclosure. I like to be honest with y'all. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, AVAX was Grumpy's favorite token after VET." That's not completely accurate. So I know it was sarcasm and a joke, but some people read that shit and they take it literal. And I don't want nobody going buy into AVAX because they think that's my second favorite token. If you had to ask me what my second favorite token is right now, I couldn't even probably tell you. VET is just something that I have to have a little. I just have a little faith in, just because if it even gets back to half of its all-time high, it's a 10x from here. So it's a hope and a prayer. It's got projects on it. You know, even if it gets back to 10 cents, you know, that's a 10x. But getting back to half of its, it was like 24 cents. So that's like a 12x if it gets to half of its. You know, you still at 0.007 cents. $0.05, 7 cents, 18 cents. Trying to see when it was last, about 12 cents. It's been a while. What happened with Adam? Adam came up a little bit. VET, Ethereum, 2,300. Cardano, somebody brought up Cardano the other day. WIF, 18 cents. Solana at 94. I need Solana to go back up. I got to pay my hunting dues. I don't have the money. It's due soon. So if Solana can go back up another $40 when I bought it last, I really appreciate it, Solana. Thank you very much. So what else? Let me see. Let's see. I didn't realize y'all were talking this much. That's my best earner. Robert says. Rob says. Once my super hex ends, maybe I'll move it to chug water. Listen, we've been talking about chug water on this channel for over a year now. And the fact that nobody's put anything in chug water yet, it's crazy. I just think the way some people are, I'll never forget when Axie was watching and he went and hurried and set up a station on the dashboard when you could do that with DIY stations. And he put one in chug water. So like when I refreshed in the middle of the stream, somebody set one up in chug water and I lost my, you know what, and he got me. I ain't gonna say he didn't. He got me. I haven't touched my off-grid in Arizona for over 3 months. It's still running great. That's good. I'm having problems with my DIY stations, left and right, left and right. Again, I'm not saying it's anything to do with Wingbits because apparently it's not when I'm the only one having problems with DIY devices. But I still find I can't figure out. I have DIY devices in different states, different internet providers, and they're all having issues. They're all constantly having to be rebooted. They're all different types of devices. One's a La Potato, one's a Sweet Potato, one's a Raspberry Pi 4, one's a Raspberry Pi 5. There's just no rhyme or reason. Different antennas, different SDRs, and a bunch of them are having, like I told you before, the DNS issue. Some the SDR just falls off the rails, and I got to reboot it, and it comes back. Luckily, I'm at a point right now I can't keep buying SDRs. I think I've replaced 3 SDRs in the last 2 months. Again, coincidental, I'm sure. Wingbits is not sending an update that's screwing up SDRs, but just coincidental to me. Maybe it's just my luck because I have 15 stations and there's a chance something's going to happen to 15 stations. I don't know. It's just that all of a sudden DIY has been a gigantic pain in my ass with Wingbits. Again, apparently I'm the only one that's having that issue. I haven't touched my upgrade. I just see it as more tokens being distributed. I want the burn to outweigh the token distribution. Onico is putting out a lot of polls. Feels like they might make an app soon. Onico needs to improve the Explorer and map features. I still think I haven't. And listen, I know there's some people, this is a nothing burner. There's some people, they don't see an issue with it. But to me, you have meme tokens that are on CoinMarketCap. They pay the fee, whatever they got to do to get on CoinMarketCap, go through the checks, whatever it is. Onico has been out for a while. They want to be serious. Why are they not on CoinMarketCap? I mean, CoinMarketCap is kind of the go-to place to check what's going on with a token. Like, what's so difficult? Like, why not be on CoinMarketCap? I just think it looks better. Anyway, let's keep going. I like Onico's on Explorer a lot. 255 if you're running GeoNet Nano. GeoNet needs, yeah, right, 255 if you're running, that's true. I'm running both. I have 2 GeoNet stations, and one of those is piggybacking off of an Onico. So they're doing pretty well for me, and just sitting back. I sold a little bit of GeoNet early this year when I was doing that thing I was telling y'all, selling and buying, selling and buying. And then when the Solana went under $135, now I'm stuck with Solana. But I need some of that money. Like I said, I got to repay my hunting lease dues. They cut the membership in half. I was on the waiting list. They called me. There's a spot open for me, and I have to pay the dues. And by the end of this month, and I don't have that money laying around. So it's going to be sell some tokens, gather up some projects. 375 AI. I need you to fix the app. I have almost 2 million Silencio sitting around, even though that token ain't worth the crap anymore. But let's keep going. Julie's updated Explorer. I wish it would have more GeoNet with better detail. Anyone in the Big Water Air Purifier project. Now, this was a project that who fought it when he was still around before my president pissed him off, mentioned a while back. And then we even on a live, a bunch of us had a huge discussion over the air purifiers and which ones people were buying and were they overpriced or not. And somebody was on here talking about, what air purifiers they were buying for their offices and all kinds of stuff like that. So, I'm not that familiar with it, but I see that there are several people talking about it in my Discord in the other projects section. So I don't know if there's something going on with that project. What does Mass Chain look like in San Diego? I don't want to sign up to see Explorer. But you just shouldn't have to sign up to the CDS floor. You should be able to go into their masschain.io. So you meet the team. Unless they changed something, you didn't. I didn't think you had to log in to see that, but maybe you do. So let's look at coverage map. This is new. It's broken. No, it's not. All right. So this is what I'm covering, and this is the bonus area. All right. And I guess the blue is where I'm getting double coverage at. So as soon as I can get my look, I got something going on. I'm 7 days a week right now. I had a meeting earlier today with the if for those of y'all familiar with it, because I know they're getting bigger than outside Louisiana, Ochsner Hospital Systems, which has 20, 30 hospitals. I had a conference call with them today, and Jay Styles can take a shot because I'm going to mention it, but they want to put mesh core devices, repeaters on top of every hospital. And I'm like, dude, I was meeting with one of y'all to ask y'all about one hospital. And 30 minutes before the meeting on Zoom, they said, hey, just so you don't freak out, there's going to be about 15 people on there. And I'm like, what you mean don't freak out? This is supposed to be one-on-one with one person. My point is I'm slammed with that. I got this sportsman show going on. I am backed up for miles on work. We got some 911 stuff going on at work too. I need to get down to Grand Isle. I have a station, Wingbits station, that has been offline in Grand Isle. Y'all know at one point I had 2 stations in Grand Isle. I love my Wingbits stations in Grand Isle. One is on the island way over here, and one is in a different hex over here. They're both offline. And what I like about them is because they are literally, you can spit into the Gulf. You can cover almost this far with Wingbits. Need to get my ass down there. My next open weekend, because the weekend after that, we got tower climbs. My next open weekend is April 4th and 5th. But either way, when I go down here, I am taking this SDR, and it is going to go on one of these stations right here, and I will then add mass chain here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover this far, because, this is catching ships at water level. But my point is I will be adding my third and probably final for right now station. I do have a friend that lives in Gulfport right here who said if I want to, I can put either a Wingbit station there or a mass chain. Wingbits, he has a lot of trees. I don't think it's going to do that well, but with mass chain, that's a VHF signal. Pretty good penetration between trees and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I might do pretty decent right there. So I am planning on kind of expanding that coverage. So as we come over here, what you asked about? I'm trying to find I'm done with grass, out of grass. Was that 619 asked about San Diego or something? 40 Sky got messed up. Actually, I used a different email. I'm having the same problem with 40 Sky with a different email. Same, and I haven't had a chance to deal with it. From Neuron, I'm still having issues with main off grid. Let's go on them uncovered. What's the cheapest deal? So, but you say it's covered, but don't forget with Mass Chain. I don't know how many stations are here, but the first, listen, I know I still get my projects confused. I'm pretty sure Mass Chain, the first 2 stations get 100% rewards. So if there's only one station here and one station here, and they're covering all this, y'all both get 100% rewards. And when you get it online, again, if you're right here, these hexes are open unless nobody's driving through here with a boat. If you stake those tokens or whatever it's called, they don't call it staking, they call it something else. But if you lock those tokens, I think it's 10 T-test tokens or T-mass tokens per device, which you should make that like in a week. Probably enough to stake, probably in a week. As long as you're one of the first 2 stations to lock those tokens, bond it. That's what it is, bond. You bond your tokens to your station through the dashboard. As long as you're one of the first 2 stations in this area to do that, you will be one of the 200% earning stations. So, they don't have a way of seeing what stations are here. I don't know how that works. See my bond status. You can't really see it. It says 10 of 10. I have 10 bonded T-mast covering 16, 17 hexes. I'm getting 14 rewards per day. I know y'all can't see this. $14 rewards a day, 10 rewards a day, 17 rewards a day, because I'm getting that bonus. And with that bonus, I'm making enough in one day to do my bonding. So again, I don't know how to tell if there's one in your area or not. That's one. This is my Baton Rouge station. Again, for some reason, I think it's the antenna. I'm getting 5 per day, 4 per day, 2 per day, 5 per day. So like in 3 days, I'd have enough to bond. So I really need to improve this setup to get a little bit higher with a better antenna, but I'm not going to spend the money on antenna, so I don't know. Anyway, what else? Oh, set up a daily reboot of my Wingbits device. I have a daily reboot right now going on my, I used to be 4 days. I had a cron job for all 14 of my DIY stations that every 4 days a cron job would do a reboot. It stopped a lot of my hangups or having to bother host. Started having a couple of issues here and there. I reduced it to 3 days. Stopped problems for a while. Then I started noticing problems again. SDRs falling off, DNS issues, different issues. Then I went to 2 days. And now, I'm not going to sit there and tell you I did this to every station. But as I come across a station that has an issue, I reduce it down. And now I would bet at least half, again, I don't like the lot of y'all, at least half of my stations now have a 1 day reboot. Every 24 hours, 4 a.m. in the morning, Central Time, reboot. And even that has not solved all my problems. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I know some of y'all gave some suggestions before on DNS and stuff like that. Yes, they are running Tailscale. I got Magic DNS off because that was really throwing it haywire at one point. Actually, and I think it was Max from Wingbits told me to turn that crap off. That solved my problems for a while. And it seems like I'm now having DNS problems again. But I got two different ones right now that when I want a Wingbits status is telling me no server or whatever that is, which basically means there's no SDR plugged into it. I'm hoping that the host can go and unplug and plug it back in and it works. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have $70 to throw on the SDRs, and I've already replaced 2 or 3 of them in the last month. This is one reason why I do want to go to TGE, because it's a lot less painful replacing SDRs when I know I have some kind of little reward coming back into my back pocket. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but then the other side of it is that I'm losing out on that test net bonus station on 3 different stations right now that I have offline. I got one still sitting right here because they had to come off the building in Baton Rouge. That one's probably going to go into Grand Isle on that other side of the island. I got one of mine in Idaho that's offline because of an issue. My one in Texas is offline because of the SDR issue. And daily I'm losing one. I see one that goes offline because of the DNS issue. So that's 3 offline right now. This is why they do need redundant stations, but it is what it is. Anyone understand the hackathon node stuff? I don't. I'm setting up mesh core once these chips get sent in a couple of days, but still got to wait for heat. They changed that thing. I don't know what chips you're talking about, but okay. I'm thinking I may try to use one of my sets cap and put mash chain on it and send a friend on the Alaska coast, but I'm not good in programming. There's not a lot of ship traffic there. Alaska coast, last I checked, has some traffic. I don't know exactly what. This is marinetraffic.com. So this is the Alaska coast. So you're right. I thought there was more. Depending on where you are for the Alaskan coast. And I don't want to sit and lie to y'all. I don't know. They changed the rewards a little bit. Before it was as long as you were making, as long as you were covering a certain hex, you were getting reward. I don't know if they're talking about changing it. For some reason, I want to say they were changing that to how many ships you were getting, but don't quote me on that because I know they changed a couple of different things. But you see, like United States, and I tell y'all, just because you don't live on the coast, don't necessarily automatically think that you can't get. Try to make it big enough that y'all can see it. Now the biggest thing is, does this translate into crypto success? Technically, Wingbits has not done it yet because Wingbits still hasn't did TGE. Once Wingbits does TGE, then we can say, hey, we have successfully seen a project go from the free ingestion type project, like going from the radar exchange or the flight aware and stuff like that, to the paid TGE layer 3 side, from layer 2 to layer 3. And now we're going to see if Mass Chain can do the same thing, going from a layer 2 of this free ingestion stuff to layer 3, which would be them paying out. That's why it's very hard for me to recommend, even though none of this is financial advice, and I tell y'all it's not financial advice, and I tell y'all over and over, there's nothing guaranteeing these projects will last till tomorrow. By the time you buy one of these, yes, it's free to get in Mass Chain, but by the time you buy one of these and the antenna, you're about $130, $140 in the hole. That's if you have a device already that can do all this, and you're piggybacking off a Wingbits DIY device. If you're not, and you got to go buy yourself a Raspberry Pi 4, that's $65. The Raspberry Pi 5 is $95 to $100, and then you need a damn nuclear reactor to power the damn thing, because that is some power. That's like me at an all-you-can-eat buffet. It's a vacuum sucking it all up. So if you need that, you $200 in the hole almost. By the time you buy a power supply and a case and whatever. So that's why I kind of, I have to watch how I say this is a free project to get into. Hey, it's not a $1,000 4D Sky one that you don't know if it's going to make it to tomorrow. Yes, the potential's there. Yes, I think ADS-B has legs. I told you all this before at the beginning of this video, but that's not saying a project with piss poor management might not run into the ground. What's a cheap SDR for mass chain? The only SDR I would recommend for mass chain is this one. The V3, some people using the V4. V4 costs a little more money, but these are very wide banded, and I find that they accept more messages. I'm gonna tell y'all, for like Wingbits, my go-to lately has been for Wingbits when I'm losing SDRs. I'm not buying greens no more. Them bitches don't last. The blues, I have the problem with the blues with this thing breaking off of it. See, this thing's solid in here. This thing ain't moving. The blues I've been using, breaking off. What I've been doing, I've been buying a black SDR, which I find is more wide. It can accept more messages, and it's in the funnel, if that's the way. I'm trying to dumb it down for like dummies like me who don't know how to explain it. It can accept more messages, but then you also need to buy an LNA and a filter for this, because it does not have LNA, so there's no amp, and it doesn't have a filter. I've been buying the purple ones or the blue ones off of AliExpress. I hate AliExpress. I know some people, especially like in Meshcore and Meshtastic, everything has to be AliExpress. We're not going to give them money to Amazon. Oh, Jesus Christ, grow up. But I'm going to tell you, I am like 50-50 on these LNAs from AliExpress. They're too cheap to return, but I got some that don't work when you receive them, or if they do work, every month I'm at my tower having to replace one because they're so cheap. But they're cheap, And when you pair it with one of these outperform the greens or the blues with Wingbits, but you don't need all that with. I'm gonna tell you, I added a AIS banded LNA. So many freaking initials. AIS LNA to this SDR for mass chain, and it made zero improvement. In fact, I think it went down. I don't care what I adjusted my gain to. So you know what? Just go with this. Unless you're on a very, very, very fringe area and you want to try it. But, oh, Jesus. Oh, that might go. But yeah, man. Measure that. Do lakes count? Do you have powered USB hubs or just both ADS-B and GeoSonic in the Pi? What I have been doing is have I made it work with a 4 amp plug in the wall? Yes. 4 amp splitter, at least a 4 amp splitter. You gotta watch these because there's different things. This one is a input and output 44, whatever. Output is 4 amps max, and so far this will hold up a Pi 4 with a Wingbits SDR, GeoSonic from Wingbits, and the SDR like this. I have one Pi 4 that also needed a I just saw it. Boom. A Wi-Fi USB dongle. So therefore, I'm using a 5 amp wall wart for Raspberry Pi, which you can now find them readily available on Amazon because the power sucking hungry Pi 5s need 5 amps. So therefore, they're selling those plugs now. So I'm using that in the 4 amp, and it seems to have enough amperage. You can use a powered hub if you want to. It might be easier. I've had issues every now and then with using a powered hub. At the very least, I had to make sure that this was connected, or the one for Wingbits was connected directly to the Pi on that USB port, and then this one could be in the USB hub. You couldn't put both of them on a USB hub. It had issues. At least the one I tried. So I'm sure somebody will say it works for them, but I try to. I'm more anal about the less crap I can put in boxes, the less possibilities of failure, of something failing in it. Again, I know Jay Styles is gonna get drunk so he can take a shot again, but I'm gonna say I have the same discussion with people about mesh core, mesh-tastic repeaters. Is they talking about adding this and adding that and adding the solar charger and adding all this stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, that's just one more thing that can fail. If the board can handle it, we're adding stuff that can possibly fail. Have I ever had a USB hub fail on me? Power USB hub fail on me? Yes. Yes. So, the least I can do. Pi 5. Pi 5's up to $130? No. I bought one Pi 5 for something at work, and it doesn't run what we were trying to do any better than the 4. So we've been purchasing for the thing that we have. Every now and then we have to deploy something, that we have something in-house that we do. And we just hunt down a Pi 4 if you can find it. It just ain't worth it. Holy fudge. Y'all some AI bastard. Boy, I'll tell you what, $60 for my sweet potato now. Come on, man. These things were $35 not that long ago. Like, not even a little more than a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe. $46, $45 back last. They were less than that. Y'all can kiss my. There's no. I'm telling you right now, it was like $35, $35 for the little potato, and then for a few dollars more, it was stupid. Only for a few dollars more. And don't even have the little potato. That's crazy. Crazy. Killing me, Smalls. I'm still on the fence on Mass Chain. God, I've had bad up 4:30. Y'all have a great night, man. Appreciate it, Robert, for passing by. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Do I have a USB-C to USB-C wattage display? No, I don't. I have a 9 amp and will still only pull 4 watts. I have a couple 2 gigabyte Pi 4s from Cal shit. Just think if let me stir this pot. Yeah, just think if your neighbors would have came in, you would have more at your pleasure also that you could do something with. Yeah. Telling you, man, these are the best. And here is my Wingbits that's going into Grand Isle first weekend of April. I even left the pie hat on here for helium just to keep the fan going. They're great. Pie 4s work great. Work great. How come nobody told me my, let me see. There it is. Hey, how come nobody told me my countdown wasn't working? Guess I have to keep it in the forefront. I didn't see any announcements at all from, I know it kind of stopped halfway. Y'all weren't really here to watch all the updates on projects and stuff like that. So I didn't want to sit here and go through every project. Silencio, Weather XM going down a little bit still. Let's see what else we got. Silencio announcements. Whoa. I didn't get my son to start. My son can't find a job at college. This is what the hell he needs to start doing. $20 an hour. Shut the front door. A client has come to us with a specific brief. 100 hours of conversational data in Bahasa Indonesia, Bahasa Malay, and Vietnamese. We're opening this up to community. Let's go. You pay the time you actually speak, not the total call duration. Make sure USDC. Payouts are completed. Withdrawals are here. Tell you what, man, I need money to. I might have to start doing this some more. I do have a code for Silencio that if any of y'all want to try this out, it helps the channel out, but it also helps you out because I'm pretty sure y'all also get to start y'all also start like off with a little bonus. Now Silencio's not letting me sign in. Come on, man. There's so many different sign-ins. Like, I'm not even in the mood to even start dealing with welcome, sign in with your Google. Signing with my Google. You know, this is why I quit crypto shit. Right here. Because it seems like everything is just the Dollar General version of everything. Like, you can't sign in right. There's always something failing. Continue. There you go. Failed to sign in. Oh well. Well, Google. I mean, Silencio. I tried. Let's see. Trying to see if I had it, my code right here. Can't find it. So that was Silencio. What else didn't we go over? We talked about grass. 619's favorite project is Helium. Helium's up 12% for the week. Watch out. $1.16 to $1.29. It was up to $1.34. Hey, I got hundreds and hundreds of helium that I would love to get rid of. And hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of helium I'd love to get rid of. Give me $5 back again. Give me back the $5. I think it's awfully wishful thinking. I mean, we haven't seen $5 in a year. We're at 433 was the highest. You know what? I'm not greedy. Give me 433 again. You know, 433 is over $1,000 worth of helium. I'll take it at this point. I can't be greedy anymore. I can't sell it at $1.29. Give me $4. The question is, like, how long do you hold on to this for? How long do you hold on thinking helium may ever just barely come back? I don't see it. I think the project's shot at this point. But I don't know. I don't know how much of this is being influenced by Helium Mobile, since technically there's no Helium Mobile token anymore. Let me see. So you haven't been $10 since shit. You haven't been $10 since 2020. This is 2022. 4 years. Who said he thought he could? Oh, I lied. Here you go. Here. Yeah, 4 years. June of 2022. Not quite 4 years. 9/21. You came back up to $9. I'll take that. $9.60. That was in 24. You were up to $9.21 again in December 24. 415 was your highest. I'd love to see it $8 or $9. $8 or $9 helium. I would jump at that in a heartbeat. I'd sell everything. And be honest with you, I wouldn't risk it again. I wouldn't let it even get close to $9 for me to sell, because I'd be too scared it's going to go back down to $1. That's where I'd screw myself. Helium gets super pumped, straight line vertical every time. Oh, really? Straight line down too. What else we got, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages? Wingbits, 4D Sky, Mass Chain, Brush Show, Combiner. Ain't no news on Combiner. Brush Show, apparently, a couple people are reporting, because, I'm honest with y'all. I'll tell y'all, Brush Show's got some people who are complaining about their toothbrush is not measuring pressure anymore. Mine hasn't. I don't care. It don't bother me. Hey, it is what it is. I'm still getting my rewards. I didn't see if 4D Sky had any kind of announcements. All right, this is when I know I'm Neuron team with another use case being announced. How do supporters participate? Since first getting involved in the tokenomics, it changed a bit. Anyway, with this project now being 2 projects, there's 2 projects. Neuron is first use case 4D Sky. How do supporters stay involved in the Neuron side of this? I have been in the first 30 sensors and want to participate in both. Am I missing the Neuron side with a 4D Sky sensor? So does that mean 4D Sky new release, endpoints launch? We've just released the next version of the 4D Sky app, which includes several improvements. UI tweaks, redesigned sensor view, mini map, whatever. The first points allocation will take place if you purchase from Helium Deploy and did not use the same email to register for 4D Sky as your Helium Deploy purchase. Then we will share an update with the next 2 weeks for how to transfer. Oh, Jesus. Oh, goodness. You know what? I have so many different emails. Because some of them are the Grumpy Dad ones, some of them are personal ones, and some is my personal one that I share with y'all. And now I got to figure out which one. Well, hell, I didn't even purchase from Helium Deploy. They sent it to me for free. What email am I putting down? God bless America. Historical contribution bonuses, and your sensor has been online. You receive your daily points. My sensor's online, brother. We'll be monitoring things closely next few days. When was this? This was March 10th. Guess I should have did a video on this. For a quick overview, new features, check out this video. I'm just curious to see who did the video. That's fancy. Oh, man. So your life's just been crazy. We just released this was just a transfer your helium deploy purchase bonus points. We've just released the transfer my points functionality. If you purchase through Helium Deploy but registered with a different email, you can now transfer your purchase bonuses to the correct account. Previous purchases were automatically credited when the purchase email matched the 4D Sky. If they didn't, the points need to be transferred manually. This is now supported. If you're wondering where your purchase bonus went or you used a different email during setup, you can follow this guide here. So this is all in the 4D Sky. Y'all got it. Y'all got the gist of it. I gotta make sure that that's updated in my Discord for everybody. So Odin said, don't forget to fill up H bar for your sensor from the faucet. I gotta do that again. I think I remember doing that the first time. Couple 2 GB from cow shit. Same creators as Capture Go. I don't know. I'm out of Capture Go. That project straight pissed me off. I know some of y'all still in it, so I won't bash it too much. I hope everybody succeeds. I won't be in that party. I only have so much patience with life right now, with projects, and I gave Capture Go way more than I did with other projects. But I'm not leaving my phone completely open on that screen while I'm driving around. And I don't care if it's fixed or not. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done. Peace out. Odin says that the H bar for your sensor from the faucet gets filled up over time, gets used up over time. So, like, it was confusing as hell in the beginning because you had a 4D Sky thing, you had the other project or whatever, whatever it was. So, like, are they still Neuron or is it really two different projects? I don't. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. People saying different projects. Is it two different projects, really? But anybody still in that? Or anybody who's in 4D Sky? I don't know. Guess I got to do a little homework sometime in April. Yep, 619, I agree with you. It kept logging me out. It wouldn't scan it. And when I would open back up, it logged me out. And I would give it another chance, log it back in. As soon as, some time went by, I would check it. It didn't scan anything, or I was logged out. And I'm like, I'm done. I understand part of it. This was not like 375 AI where you just drove around and it scanned hexes in the background. I understand that, it was meant to be you're driving around and you're reporting kind of like Waze. You're reporting potholes and turtles in the road or something like that. And I don't have time for that. I don't want to be a distracted driver. So yeah. What else? Anybody got anything else? It's about that time. When I start saying I'm leaving and then talk for another 20 minutes till 9 o'clock. My countdown's still going on. 14 days. 14 days. Somebody asked me the other day, do I still have a big pizza party hats planned for Wingbits TGE? I know I promised that stuff in the past, dancing girls and Sydney Sweeney in the bikini and Popeyes and stuff like that. And I just, it's kind of like it took so long. I just don't know if I'm going to do all that. Just the excitement. It's taking just so long. Now you're just at the point like, okay, let's get there. And I know I regurgitate myself every video, but I'm going to say this again. because I have people DM me and ask me these questions. I got a couple of guys that worked at it in Wingbits. I got them into it, and we've been in it since day one. What's my personal thoughts on it? And I'm like, I'm split both ways, guys. I'm telling y'all. For y'all, it's a little bit different because y'all got one station. I got 15 stations. I got 15 personal stations, and I got 5 stations I split with my 2 friends in Slidell. I love the bonuses, but if it never pays off, like I got 1 or 2 of my host stations offline. There's a part of me that wonders if they're trying to make a statement, even though they say they're not. There's a part of me that wonders if, hey man, we've been having this thing connected for 2.5 years now, or whatever it's been. Time to get off the pot. Like as if I have a choice. I kind of wonder if some of them think that I'm getting paid and I'm just not paying them. And they just unplugged the SDR. Look, it's online. And they unplugged the SDR. I don't know. So there's a part of me that's like, okay, it's like, y'all tell me what y'all think. Are y'all ready? Maybe, I'm too tired to put a poll up, guys. I'm worn out. It's exhausting. Like just you go to work and you work on this project and the phone rings and then you pulled away from what you were trying to finish to start on something different. And then while you're doing that and you're finishing up, an email comes in, you're like, oh hell, completely forgot about that, or oh hell, they need that right now. And it's just like, and then you're getting pulled into the sportsman thing. I need you to come over here down the street to where we set this thing up at because we have this issue and we need your security opinion on it. And it's like, so you left everything on your desk, and it's like, this is every day. I thought it would slow down after Mardi Gras, but I'm too tired to even go into 40 Sky and figure out which email am I supposed to be using to get into it. It's like, shit. Countdown to 0, Wingbits going to say April Fools. Oh, yeah, I would not expect them to release before October. Oh, I quit that project. I don't keep up for this guy. X-Ray got to update me if I have anything to do something. Last I saw, it was only reporting police presence. I'm not touching my phone with a cop near. Yeah. Countdown going to hit 0. Wingbits going to say April Fools. Odin says, Odin, I'll take that bet. I'm not going to say 619's wrong. I'm going to put a 60. I would say 56 because that's my favorite number. That was my jersey number in high school. But it's more than a 56% chance that they go to TGE before the end of the month. But I'm willing to bet whatever you want. Whatever you want, it's going to be well before October. Whatever you want. I think they know that they would probably have people who just say, screw it, I don't care if I bought a WB 200 for $400. Peace out. Odin, I'll also say that depending on which day of the week and which way the wind blows, I remember in the beginning when they were discussing going TGE or not, they were waiting for a favorable market. However, I also do know that they had some Wingbits employees that were in my live one day who said that was no longer the case, and they're not using a favorable market measuring stick as their reason to go or not go into TGE. So basically, the last couple of AMAs, they said their biggest thing was, do they have the customer base buying the data, money coming in to sustain, or not really sustain a price because that's not up to them, but to do adequate burning and buying and liquidity to keep the token somewhat stable. I don't want to say stable because I don't want nobody to think it's a stable coin. So if it releases at this price, it's going to stay at that price. No, you can't. You're going to have people selling. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to have people selling as soon as they get these tokens in their hands. And some people, I don't want to say rightly so, but that's their right. Some people are worried about you watch, and I told this to the Wingbits guys in DM. You can't fault. I know. As somebody who's on the project side, you want to see people hold that token as a way to show support for that project and to hope that the value of that token goes up. I understand that. What they have going against them is, what the hell has happened to every other DPIN project in the last 3 years not named Helium and not named Grass? Those are about the only two projects that I can really think of that have had TGEs and their token wasn't tied around an anchor in 100-foot deep water. That's a crazy analogy, as my exhausted brain could put it. Grass, I always say with grass released at 65 cents. I know people who sold all of it immediately to go buy Entropy, and they probably should have held on to that grass at this point, because they'd only be down with 20 cents. Grass went up to $4. You know, my whatever the hell my token was worth when it released went up to $1,000. I staked it like an idiot and not sold it, didn't sell it. Other than that, majority of these projects, the token value didn't really go up too crazy. So do you blame people for wanting to get rid of? Now what the saving grace is with Wingbits is, like me, pretty sure like what have been in that project since 2023 or something like that. Time flies. 3 years just sounds a long time. Has it been 3 years? Has it been since 2023? Because it had to be at least a year or so of DIY devices. Last year, they kept saying they were going to TGE, so it wasn't last year they released WB200. So it had to be the year before. Like, yeah, 3. So you have 3 years worth, for some people, a little bit less than 3 years, of testnet tokens that are going to be distributed between 12 months and split between 12 months, so they can't go dump it all at one time. But you got some people that as soon as they get it, the person sell. And if you have, what they got, 6,000 stations out there, 5,000 stations, 6,000 stations out there, and you got all these people trying to sell, that's a lot of selling pressure. I don't know. Mr. Olafson's back. Welcome back. 14 days. 4th of July TGE, if not Q1 2027. Get out of here with that nonsense. I can tell you this. And maybe I'm talking shit because I'm exhausted and I need a drink and a nap. I can tell you, I don't even want to say this. I don't want to say this. You won't see the amount of support that I normally give Wingbits. You won't see that continue on this channel if it would ever go that far. Again, I don't even want to comment on that because I really don't see it going. You know, would it be ultimately surprising if it gets pushed back a little bit past March 31st? No, I would be that surprised. But I don't see it getting past much further. You know, I know for a fact they are doing a lot of crap behind the scenes trying to get stuff done before TGE. Part of me says, y'all were supposed to go TGE months ago. What's the rush now? Type of thing. Maybe they're finding new things to do. They're finding new things to test out, new mechanisms and new this and new that. And they're trying to get all that done before TGE because I think it's going to improve it. But I know for a fact that they're doing that kind of stuff. And if you read the announcements or you read the change log or you read the, their Discord, you will see the amount of stuff they got going on. So it's not like they're just sitting back watching the Andy Griffith show on their sofa, trying to decide and flip a token. Do we feel like going TGE or not? They're working. They're doing shit. I mean, let's just be honest. Call it like it is. Sending more telemetry. This was their update from yesterday. Sending more telemetry to back end so we can monitor stations across the network better. some tail scale improvements, but it introduced an issue that was found too late. One improvement may be unintentionally log you out of tail scale. This will be addressed tomorrow. So there you go. So here's some changes from last week's metrics logging. Changing the logging helps support and dev teams find information fast when they got to investigate the issue. GPS accuracy on the map, claimable claim reset, LAR fixes. So like you can see, they're doing shit. Like they're not just sitting back waiting for TGE and when, hey, what's the big? They're not waking up in the morning saying, "Oh, what's the Bitcoin price today? Oh, this is what it is. Okay, well, we're not gonna go TGE yet. It ain't nothing like that." So, CMH, I 10,000% agree with you, and I don't want to continue sounding like because I've been accused of before that I'm just this big fanboy of Wingbits. If any of y'all think that I'm just a 100% fanboy for Wingbits, I can't speak. A fanboy for Wingbits, y'all haven't been watching this channel long enough because I will call them out on any project, not just Wingbits, any project. Other than the TGE thing, what can I call them out about? Like, they're doing what they got to do. They're behind the scenes, they're working. If these guys watch my live, so I know I will get a DM tomorrow clarifying something I said, just so the appropriate information gets out there that, hey, we heard you mention this. This is why it's like that. Hey, we heard you mention this. That's not really correct. This is what we said. Or this is what happened or something like that. So them guys watch my lives. Yes, all 3 freaking hours of it. They will sit there and watch this live. So maybe they ain't got nothing better to do. No, I'm just joking. Hey, they probably like me. I got 3 monitors for one computer, one monitor for another computer that switches between that said monitor, and then a computer for my 55-inch TV on the wall. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors. Maybe I'm exhausted from that. But testing new devices. Listen, I was asked to be part of some of the people that they got selected, and they wanted honest reviews. It wasn't them just giving me a device for supporting the channel for so long, like why I got the WB200. I was getting a early sneak peek on whatever device it is. They still haven't told me what the device is. I've asked questions what the device is, and basically my answer was, you'll see it when you get it. And then we want an honest review. I'm like, is it going to tell me what the hell it's supposed to do so I can give you an honest review? I think it looks like some type of gaming router. I know it's not a gaming router. How about that? I straight up asked, is it just another station not called HiFix? And I was told, we're not calling it a station. I don't know what the shit that means. I'm intrigued. I know because of all this RAM pricing, gouging, and stuff going on, there was a shortage of the chips that they need to get it done. And it's been pushed back a little bit. I saw that in the Discord when somebody had asked about, what's going on with these new stations. We haven't heard much about them. And it's in 1 or 2 of the parts were supply issues. So I'm curious, like y'all. I don't think they're waiting for TGE for the new stations. I don't think they're waiting for the new station to go TGE or anything like that. I still, just out of my own curiosity, wonder like the size of the team, because I've been told that somebody must have made a comment about how big that team was at Wingbits, and I was told it's not as big as what some people think it is, but it's much bigger than kind of what they got started. The full production team, like it's more than just say Max, Axie, and Robin. How about that? So, I know one thing that was clarified was, I think it was 619 brought up the guy who used to work for Nebra, maybe, and how big of a role he had there. That was clarified that it wasn't as big as what we made it out to be, but he is part of the project to not hyperventilate about it. I don't know. Is it a Geosonic ADS-B all-in-one? Well, isn't technically the MGW310 a Geosonic ADS-B satellite all-in-one? I mean, the WB200 is a Geosonic ADS-B all-in-one, right? You don't have a separate Geosonic. It looks way different than what a WB200 does. But hey, people still buying them. I don't know. I'm very curious to get my hands on them. Despite what some people think, there's a lot of open hexes out there in certain spots of the world, certain spots of even this country. So I don't know. I'm also curious to know, because supposedly Wingbits had nothing to do with this. Wingbits kind of told Nebra, not Nebra. Yeah, High-Fix, thank you. High-Fix, what they were looking for in the package, whatever, that High-Fix handled the distribution, the manufacturing, selling, buying, whatever. And Wingbits stayed completely out of it. They have never told me this. I don't lie to y'all because I don't want to be caught in a lie later. They've never told me, hey, we had an issue with their pricing, or that's not what we agreed upon, or something like that. But I am wondering if maybe they thought, hey, this is a little expensive. Maybe they're coming out with a device from a different manufacturer that might be a little cheaper and help with the price there. Maybe that was the game plan, and what the price of what RAM is. Because, we build computers at work. Some of the specs we need with some of the video stuff we're running, it's just cheaper. At one time we were getting them pre-built, and now it's just with the price of what RAM and video cards are, it's cheaper for us just to save as much money as we can. We will put it together ourselves. And I know how much RAM has gone up. It is absolutely stupid. And I don't see it recovering anytime soon. As long as they keep making videos with Trump flying X-Wings from Star Wars, blowing up ships, nothing's going to change. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm curious, if this is supposed to be a better costing device, or will it do more things? Will it be something combined with a different project? They supposed to be had a couple of these different projects that they, here you go. Here's one. At one point, they were partners with Nubula. What if it's a outdoor Wingbits WB 401 that does Wingbits and the weather at the same time? It just doesn't tell you what direction the wind's coming or if it's raining or not. Wingbits WB200 and the Nubula had a baby, and it's the WB 400, or you can get the MGW 410 that is GeoNet, Wingbits, and weather in the same device. There you go. Maybe I leaked it. You never know. I doubt it. Well, no, I 100% doubt it. So I don't know. All right, boys and girls, it's 9:00. We've been going 2 hours. I appreciate everybody who has, hit the like button, the support as usual. It does mean a lot to me, especially like right now when I feel bad when I don't do videos. I'm like, what are these guys gaining from me? But so I appreciate it. Tonight, I think we had one time up to 18 or 19 people. I will tell y'all right now, between the sportsman show going on and my daughter's softball game Thursday, and I have fantasy baseball draft after that. We have a guy that plays, and he's not in the United States. We've had pretty much the same group of guys since 2001 in my fantasy baseball. and one guy is in California, but sometimes he's overseas. So we draft late. And between the stuff going on with the Sportsman show, because we open up Friday, I have to make sure everything's, I don't know how late I'm getting home from work Thursday. The fact that it doesn't get dark till 7 o'clock now is great. But I don't know if I'm doing a live Thursday. If I do a live Thursday, it might be just me coming on, saying hi, telling y'all how much grass pisses me off and whatever, and goodbye. But I don't know. We'll see. So just watch for the announcement if I happen to try to do it. If not, we'll see y'all next week, or I'll probably do a little live video walking around the Sportsman show, showing everything going off and stuff, maybe, or just record a video. I don't know. But I appreciate it. The WBXM 420. Hey, never know. Never know. And we ain't going to know until they get it in my hands. And even when they get it in my hands, I might have to sign a disclosure saying I don't discuss it. Maybe I have it right now, and I just don't want to tell nobody because I signed a disclosure, and I don't want to get in trouble and lose all my wings tokens. No, I swear, I would tell you if I have it in my hands. I might say, I can't tell you what the hell it does. I can't tell you what it looks like, but I can just tell you I do have it finally in my hands. I'm pretty sure I can do that because they allowed me to tell y'all that I was picked as one of the people that tested out. So, but I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out again. Thank y'all for support. For anybody who happens to be here that didn't subscribe, please subscribe. Trying to keep up with the Discord. I'll try to get in my 4D Sky and see what happens with that. And again, anybody in here who's in Louisiana who might be coming again to the Louisiana Sportsman show that is this weekend in LaPlace, Louisiana at the Civic Center. Anybody who might be coming to this show, I do have a couple of free tickets courtesy of the Grumpy Dad YouTube channel, also courtesy of the Louisiana Sportsman show. It's going to be gorgeous weather. I'm happy for them. Last year we had some potentially bad weather that really messed up their Sunday and all that. But yeah, I'll actually be here all night tomorrow night doing stuff there. Starting out most of the day Thursday, setting up more stuff, and then Friday, we open up early in the morning, or 10 or 12 noon or something like that, and we'll be there every day Sunday until we shut down Sunday at, I think it's 5 or 6 o'clock or something like that. But again, anybody in Louisiana that is coming to this, contact me first. My email is in the description below. Contact me first. I only have a couple of tickets, but if you're in Louisiana, or I don't care if you're Mississippi, if you're coming to the Sportsman show, contact me first. The first couple of people that need a ticket, well, I have a couple of them, I'll give them to you. You'll have to meet me at the show, and I'll give you the pass to get in. I'm not mailing them out because I know how that crap works. Plus, I don't know if you'd even get it in time. So you're going to have to meet me in person. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. In case anybody, I know majority of y'all not from anywhere around here, but you never know who's going to stumble on this video before the end of the week. So thank y'all again for everything, and we'll watch this countdown. And next week when we get on, next Tuesday, because I'm probably not going to be here Thursday. Next Tuesday, we'll be down to 7 days. 7 days. So we'll see. Thank y'all very much for everything. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. That's why I'm trying to give y'all tickets back for the few people who can come, just to help support me. I help support y'all. And I'll thank y'all for everything. So somebody get the lights on the way out. I'm out.